Okay, Seraphin, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and take a look at a couple of the races at Kembla Grange on Thursday from a breeding perspective. I'm going to run through each runner and get you to give me feedback after I've touched on each of their breeding, just to further delve into it. Race 1 on the card is a 1600 metre maiden over for 45k. Set weights 4-year-olds and up. You ready to go, Seraphin?
Ready when you are, Nathan. Let's dive into the breeding insights for the runners in race 1 at Kembla.
Okay, so this race is being run on a heavy 10 track with overcast conditions. So we're really looking for horses that are going to be able to stay the trip. Stoutness becomes important. Initially, from a speed factor, it looks like there is two potential leaders in the race, suggesting a slow to moderate tempo, more likely on the front end. So let's look at the number 1 first. Equilibrist by Trapezars out of a Lonhro mare. Won a trial back at Kembla Grange on heavy going on the 11th of July. Second up to Capitol Hill. We'd be jamming back in third. Decent closing effort behind Invading Conga last time out. Goes to 1600 metres now. A new peak expected. 5th run this prep. Your thoughts?
With It Will Loose, being by Trapeze Artist out of a Lonhro mare, there's a nice mix of speed and stamina in the pedigree. Trapeze Artist adds a touch of class and brilliance, while Lonhro contributes versatility and a turn of foot. The fact that It Will Loose handled heavy going in a trial suggests he might cope well with the testing conditions here. Stepping up to 1600 meters could play to his advantage given the staying power from his dam side. If he can handle the ground and the trip, he could be one to watch.
So I agree with what you're saying, and just delving a little bit deeper into the dam side of the pedigree of this horse. The second dam is the Unbridled Songmare Regrowth from the True Blonde family, Easy Date family. So one of the best distaff lines in the Australian stud book. So I think we're looking at a pretty well-bred horse. Equilibrist, the number 1 in race 1. Let's move on to number 2. French Delivery by Foxwedge out of a Bel Denoro mare. Pretty average pedigree. Last start third at Tamworth over 1600, beaten 2.7. 1 pace close home, 22 times started, 4 seconds, 2/3, 0 upside. Your thoughts?
French Delivery's pedigree with Foxwedge as the sire and a Bel Denoro mare on the dam side doesn't jump out with any particular strengths for this kind of test.
Yeah, so now that you've confirmed that, I don't think we need to go any deeper. Let's move on to number 3, Irish Anthem. Deceivingly well bred by Star Spangled Banner, with good stoutness being injected for the mile trip bottom half out of a Monju mare. Place 6 of 14, but goes to a mile 5th up now after finishing 3rd at Hawkesbury last time out, beaten 1 length. Flashing big closing pass from 7th in deep stretch. You'd have to think set for a new peak now, this prep, with blinkers first time and winkers off again. Rachel King up for Jason Addard and Lucy Keegan Addard. Your thoughts?
Irish Anthem's breeding is quite interesting. Star Spangled Banner provides speed and class, while the Monju influence from the dam side adds stamina and a strong staying ability, ideal for the mile. His recent run at Hawkesbury, where he showed a strong finish, indicates he's hitting form. With the
okay, so let's put him on the watch list. Let's move on to number 4 now. You've confirmed everything I was thinking. Number 4, Kozotsky, by Russian Revolution, who had a great first season and has sort of gone off the boil since then. I think he may have been well supported with the mares he got first season, but the stud didn't show the same support second season. This one out of a Testarossa mare. Won a trial on heavy going back on the 8th of July over Osbred Mimosa, Show County, then second at Just Chill, beaten 0.8, Dance the Boom back in third. First up third, Master Riley at Newcastle over 1300, beaten 0.6 of a length. Sure to come on big time, especially being in a stable for a trainer that knows how to get a horse over a trip. I'd expect a big new peak from this Russian Revolution 4-year-old gelding.
Kozovsky by Russian Revolution does have potential, especially given his decent performances in trials and early races. Although his sire's early promise has tapered, Kozlovsky's own form suggests he could be ready to peak.
One other thing that's important about this horse, Seraphim, is the fact that it may have an on-pace speed profile, which could be a big hidden advantage here that we touched on earlier at the start of the race when we discussed the pace profile. So just keep that in mind when we wrap the race up at the end, will you?
Absolutely, Nathan. Kozlovsky's potential on-pace speed profile could be a crucial factor, especially in a race where the pace might be slow to moderate.
Okay, cool. All right, so you've picked up on that. Let's move on to number 5, More Voltage. Hard what to make of this pedigree. Not a huge fan of Charge Forward as a sire, but out of a Schnitzel mare, and last time out tried to make all at Hawkesbury, fourth up over 1500, second to Torres Rose, beaten 0.4 of a length. Query on the depth out of that race. 7 starts on soft at heavy for 1/3 on heavy going. 7 times placed from 20 career starts. Hard to find any upside in this horse.
More Voltage's pedigree with Charge Forward as the sire and a Schnitzel mare offers a mix of speed influences, but not necessarily the stoutness required for a heavy 10 track over 1600 meters.
That's exactly what I was just thinking when you said about the speed in the pedigree, and then thinking in relation to the mile. I think we can move on to number 6 now. Demona Goddess, deceivingly well bred by shocking out of an O'Reilly mare, French, comes into this as a NZ import, debuted at Rotorua on heavy going back on the 26th of October 2023 over 1400, 7th of 11 beaten 3.7, comes to Australia off the back of that, 2 soft trials at Nowra, first up beaten 10.3 at Kembla, behind Invade Conquer in that wide margin 1400 metre maiden. This pedigree, blinkers on first time, the astute Joseph Ibleyard, with this strong pedigree, second up out to 1600, has to be a big query horse at a big price. Tell me a little bit more about what you think. I'll check the price.
Demona Goddess's pedigree certainly...
Go on, continue. Seraphim, continue with what you were saying about Demona Goddess.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
Okay, all right. So that's a little bit of an intro of how I plan on using GPT to interact with race previews in the future. We've gone through the first 6 in the race. I'll do the rest without Seraphim at the moment. So 6 Demona Goddess, very good hidden upside in the pedigree, lightly raced, 126, 21.75. Far out. You have to nibble at that on an each way basis in a field of 9 runners. Tomorrow there could be 2 scratchings and only 2 placed dividends. That's amazing, that price. So let's move on to 7 Dubai Dame. By Pride of Dubai out of a Redute's Choice mare, very well bred. 5th career start, 3rd up into this, 1400 last time out. Strong closing pass, beaten a good margin. There may be depth out of the winner. Go and have a look at the breeding of that one quickly. 3rd up into this, good scope for more. A pedigree that's really becoming hot at the moment. The Pride of Dubai line. He just seems to be getting better and better with the runners that he's getting. This one out of a Redute's Choice mare, sure to get a strong mile. New peak expected. The 8 Finger Bun. Very well bred by So You Think out of a Duke of Marmalade mare. That pedigree screams 1600 to 2000, which makes it very interesting that this another Nathan Doyle runner debuts here. Benjamin Osmond claims 2 kg, gets him with 55, well weighted. Last trial third over 1,000 at Wyong behind Oakfield Peewee and Oakfield Enshinda was good. You'd have to expect it to be wanting to do something on debut here. The Damn Sticky Fingers is very well related because she's by Duke of Marmalade out of the top class. Was it Graham Rogerson that had Money Begets Money? But she was really top class herself back in the day. Just let me go and pull up Money Begets Money. Yeah, she's 2 from 14 winner. I thought she was a stakes winner herself. She's a Dam of Mo Queen. But yeah, Money Begets Money. I just want to pull this up for a second because I remember backing her one day when she flashed home late to beat a good field at a good price. And I think, I'm trying to remember who had it back then. This is important. Yeah, I think it might have been a debut win when she won at 30 to 1 at Randwick. As I said, flash from late to win at a good price. Yeah, they ran second to Unworldly in the Furious. I always knew when we black booked her off that debut win back in 2000 that she was really smart. Yeah, so it's interesting to see that 2 generations later. So, and also interesting on debut, this one tries 1600 and may have that same deep stretch closing speed as the second Nathan Doyle runner. What price is she? Finger bun. 6.0, 1.8. Well found. And the other Doyle runner, I thought there was another Doyle runner in the field. Anyway, on to the 9, the last horse in the field, by Nakoni out of another Duke of Marmalade mare. Rare to see 2 Duke of Marmalade mares in the same race, or horses out of 2 Duke of Marmalade mares in the same race, especially Southern Hemisphere time. 3 kilo claimer up, 3 from 14 placed, no upside on recent form. Wide margin second at Orange Verse, weaker in a basic 16k Picnic Maiden 2-back. Yeah, prepared to take it on. Look, the race revolves around Equilibrist. No doubt, being by Trapeze Artist out of the Lonhro mare. Chance given to Irish Anthem, serious chance. This is just on paper without any depth of form. Remember, this was done as an introduction for GPT. Seraphin. Kozotsky, big chance. More voltage, no. Demona Goddess, yeah, I can't believe the price on it. 126 to 1. Maybe a slight place each way angle at Demona Goddess. Outside of that, Equilibrist 8.5 is potentially playable. I can't come into Irish Anthem at 3.8. That's just way too short for Irish Anthem. Yes, will improve 5th up, but he's pretty exposed on current form. And I just think a few of these others have more hidden upside. So, yeah, that's how we plan to use Seraphin in the future as a second voice. We also plan on releasing a podcast over the spring for people to be able to listen to on a daily basis with a lot of great insights. So, yeah, lots to look forward to from TWO Horse Racing. Thanks for listening. See ya.